In the Adobe Premiere tutorial series. We're right back where we had left off. And again, we just looked at some of the ways, different views on how to look at your footage and your bins. These are different like looks to kind of see what you might want to see or how you might want to look at your footage. And the one thing that's kind of interesting or unique to Adobe Premiere, actually it's not unique to Adobe Premiere, it's how a lot of the editing systems work, is that you can actually change the layout of the display based on what it is you're doing. Okay, it used to be that Adobe Premiere had all the different configurations kind of up here on the top of the screen, and now they're not there. So how you find all of them is you go over here, you're going to see a little box, and if I hover over it, it says workspaces, which is what Premiere calls it. If I click on that, these are all the different workspaces. Okay, now the ones that are going to become the most useful to you, the ones that you'll use, is Assembly is what you use to kind of get your project started, and not everybody uses Assembly. It's where I like to go. You have Editing, so this is where you would go, and this is where I would go if I needed to edit. If I want to work with color and just do color grading, I'm going to go here. If I want to work with effects like adding dissolves or moving the images or reframing or anything like that, I'm going to go to Effects. If I want to work with audio, I'm going to go to Audio. If I want to do titles, I'm going to go to Captions and Graphics. Okay, so we're going to move over here to Editing real quick, just so you can see. I thought I moved to Editing. Let's see, where did I go? Yeah, I moved to Editing, and I must have some, I have some color grading stuff opened up here. Let me close that panel. Okay, so I closed the Lumetri panel, and that's for color grading, and I'm trying not to confuse you. So this is what your basic editing layout will look like. If we go to color, you'll see scopes and things pop up. So this looks more like what the color grading section of Adobe Premiere should look like. If I go to Effects, it's going to look very similar to the editing window, except I have access to different transitions and audio effects and video effects and things like that. And then I think there was audio. This is going to look more like a space that you would use to work for on audio stuff. And then I have captions and graphics, and this one's for titles and things like that. Okay, so we'll look at we'll look at some of these along the way, just so you can kind of see kind of how it all works. Going back here to the editing window, and we will touch on this a little bit more in the next video, but I just wanted to help you kind of understand what you're looking at when you're in this editing display window or workspace. Is you have your source video side. Okay, so source means it's just the raw footage. So if I was to go here and pick clip, I can just double click on it. If I double click on it, now it's here. So this is the entire clip. So it's got the slate in it. It's got whatever was there as we were starting to do the shot. It's all going to be there. Okay. If I click on another clip, it'll just switch over to that shot, and it's all the stuff, right? So it's the slate, it's all the just raw material. Okay? This right here is your edit. And this right here is the video footage that's in your edit. Okay? So we'll look at that in the next video. But again, I just wanted to kind of show you what, again, this will be the place that you use the most right here. So I wanted to show you what it looked like. And again, you're just going up to this workspace window or button and clicking on it, and then you're selecting which workspace you want to be in. And right now we are currently on editing. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Again, I'm going to show you a few more things, and when we get to cuts and things like that in the next video, but this is just a video to show you kind of what you're looking at as you try to navigate Adobe Premiere.